keyword fraud. Influencer fraud. You're getting money from all these people, but you don't have a proper source. It's like I can tell you how to XYZ, teach you how to XYZ, but then I never learned how to
do it properly.
You're putting people under the risk. I saw a reel where some guy, it was like some gym and they were playing around and some guy got knocked out, and it was one of those influencer gyms, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's okay to have people influence you, but the thing is you have to have the right people.
All right, we're here with Josh Soliva.
Hello.
In Teep Studio. Man, this is what, the fourth time on podcast?
I think it's the third time.
Third time?
Yeah, third time. The last time actually we were walking around Chinatown, Bangkok.
That's when we did the last one?
I think so. Yeah. We were with Cole.
Shit.
We were with Colton. Remember
Colton,
that?
yeah. After you fought Roger Demnon, right?
Yeah.
Man, well, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was good times, man. That was good times.
Yeah, so Chinatown, you fought Roger Demnon. And then, I remember that Colton, he's been killed in MMA and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
But now we're here at Teep Studio in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's your first time in AZ?
Oh, yeah, man. It's cool out here, man. It's, well, not weather-wise, but it's cool out here.
Yeah, it's very hot. Kind of to touch up on what you've been up to, because you're back here in the United States.
Yeah.
You were fighting over in Thailand, and we had a couple things we wanted to talk about today as well. But for anybody that hasn't listened or know what you're doing, like, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been up to.
Yeah, I mean, went out to Thailand. I was fascinated, of course, Muay Thai. And then I was fascinated with specifically a certain style, Muay Fimeu, Muay Fimeu style. And my teacher, Pipa Jockey Gym, he's exploding a lot now in social media. But I was following him way before that. And I was, I looked at every fighter. I was obsessed with every fighter that came out of that stable of Muay Thai, and I wanted to truly, authentically learn the philosophy, learn his way, learn how he trains the teep, learn how his philosophy on elbows and kick, teep timing and kicking with the shin or kicking with the foot, the instep, many things, and I took the time and basically isolated myself and became his apprentice to the point where he calls me his son. He doesn't have any biological children. But, so he really when I'm in Bangkok, it's all the time. It's train, lunchtime, eat with him.
Yeah.
Go to sleep, train, dinner time, eat with him.
So for Pipa, I know who he is. Yeah. Right? People that really follow Muay Thai know who Arjan Pipa is. But who is Arjan Pipa? Who you saying there's fighters that he trained? Like maybe we talk about some of those. Yeah. So the thing I respect about Pipa is in Thailand he's kind of like a saint. You know what I mean? In Muay Thai he's kind of like a saint. And the thing is he's not deep into social media. People put him on a high pedestal, but he grounds himself. He's very humble. You know what I mean? So there's many things he can capitalize off, whether it be like just getting the attention and getting the credit for things, but he doesn't mind it. He's like, I'm just a normal person. You know what I mean? But the stats and the facts and the history of Muay Thai, it doesn't lie. Yeah. And the thing about Pipa is he created insane mavericks of Muay Thai, like Muay Fimeu, whether it be foreigners like Danny Bill, also trained recently Felipe Lobo. He trained. Who did he train? You're dropping these names. Did he train Danny Bill?
Yeah, he trained Danny Bill back in the day.
I know that, but I want you to think about when we're talking to anybody out there. I'm trying to do our listeners and our watchers, the people viewing this, a favor.
Absolutely.
So Danny Bill being one of them, one of the best foreigners ever in Thailand.
Man, what Fimeu played. So Ramon Deckers, he had to be different with the Thais. But Danny Bill did Fimeu style with the Thais. He played the Thai game with the Thais, and that's harder than just being like, okay, I'm gonna box the fuck out of somebody and I'm gonna use raw force and knock him the fuck out. You know what I mean?
And Danny Bill, you helped me connect with him to go get him out to our academy in Ventura. And his IQ, we were talking about this last night with Dave Brooks from Team Universal Muay Thai in North Phoenix. Yeah. His style was like, he's teaching like, what did I just say? Like physics theory, of like, but like for people that are like been in Muay Thai a long time, we understand that. We're like frothing at the mouth. Yeah. People who are maybe only been training a couple of years, it's kind of like a little bit too advanced for people that really get they know it's really cool, but they don't understand like how to actually like execute it 100%. And what he's trying to say, because he speaks French and Thai and speak only a little English.
Yeah, 100%. But that's the thing too, is even when you go to Thailand and you're around all the international vibe, people from many countries, man, I speak Muay Thai, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I smell. Oh, this is what you're telling me. I understand you. Don't say no more. Say no more.
That comes with time and understanding Muay Thai and stuff too. That's kind of like what I was getting at with this. 10-4. So who else did people train?
So Skarbowski. I'm going into another John Skarbowski.
John Charles Skarbowski.
He came out on the Ultimate Fighter and was the guy that was drunk and just pissed drunk and just fucked everybody up.
Yeah, he was drinking like vodka Slurpees on his flight, and Georges St. Pierre brought him out to train with his team.
Yeah,
and he was kind of just like, people were like, "Who is this guy?" Because he kind of is like this. He's a little bit chubby, like French guy, and he just schooled everybody. Yeah,
man, and it's amazing, and a lot of influence from people. You know what I mean? That whole it's mythological now. You know what I mean? And now we're in an era where it's blow for blow and athleticism. But man, that finesse and technique, that's like the true art, true art of Muay Thai. You know what I mean? And so many mavericks of Muay Thai. Khao Klai Kanorsing, he was a giant killer.
Yeah,
he trained.
I remember Khao Klai. He fought here in the U.S.
He fought in the States
twice,
too. Yeah. But when he was in K1, he trained Khao Klai Kanorsing for Mighty Mo.
So the Mighty Mo, and I know which one you're talking about. For anybody that doesn't know Khao Klai Kanorsing, if for the longest time, if you searched on Google Muay Thai head kick, it was the head kick that Khao Klai was throwing at Mighty Mo. Mighty Mo was like what, like 280 or something? Like
the weight difference was about 110 pounds weight difference. It was an open weight.
For those out there, how many kilos is that? Like 50 kilos or 45 kilos?
I can't remember. I have it written down because I wrote it down, but it was definitely like at least 110 pound weight difference.
So 110 pound weight difference, so 110.
That's like a middle going against like
2.2.
It's nuts, man.
So that is, I just try to do this because we have international follower. I'm trying to look out for everybody. So it's about 50 kilos.
Yeah, about 50 kg, man. That's
That's a big difference.
That's a big difference. And people was telling me, he was like, I was throwing tennis balls at him. They were at Fairtex at the time when Fairtex was in Bangkok.
Oh, Fairtex Bangkok. Yeah,
and then he would have Khao Klai be on the wall and he would be throwing tennis balls at him and he would be dodging it and whatnot.
It's not the first time we've talked about Fairtex Bangkok on this podcast, too.
Oh, for real?
No, yeah, my friend Bob Carmel, who was on here.
I want to listen to that one.
Yeah, talking about when they were there back in the 90s.
Yeah.
So really cool. Continue on. So Khao Klai
Kanorsing, and then you got you got other names too. What do you call it? The textbook Somrak, he held pads for Somrak Kamsing back in the day. Silapatai.
It's like textbook Fimeu fighter.
Fimeu and tricky. If you study all the stable jockey gym, like Silapatai was like Lerdzila's idol. Somrak and Silapatai was like Lerdzila's idol and Saenchai's idol back in the day.
Yeah. So Saenchai, for those, whether you're listening to this later or now, and maybe you're new to Muay Thai, Saenchai is like one of the best fighters of like our time. But when it comes into Muay Thai, he's in his 40s. He's been fighting since he was like 8.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So, and for those that know Muay Thai, you're like, of course I know who Saenchai is, but not everybody does. And then Lerdsila, even more niche than Saenchai.
Yeah.
Lerdsila trained under, he was Lerdsila Jockey Gym.
So Lerdsila, he didn't change his name, but he was under the Jockey Gym stable. Yeah. He kept the Chumpantur name, Chumpantur, because that was his hometown and there was also a gym. So he didn't want to change, but they all, if you look, they all got the same fundamentals. It's just that they expressed it differently.
Yeah. And like for those that don't know too, like Fimeu is like the tricky, evasive technique, high IQ, using all of your weapons to win without using just straight like athleticism.
Yeah, it's not. So it's not, and you're not using raw strength.
Yeah, no muscling and trying to just like grit down and bite your mouthpiece.
And that's the time, and we're in that time. We're in that time now because of all the different rule sets now.
Yeah, with the small gloves and the bonuses that like glamorize that kind of stuff.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
But the thing is, the Fimeu style is more glamorized when it came into gambling because it's a safer style to bet on.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's more predictable about how they're going to fight. Right? They can 100%. Control the fight a little bit more and they can look at who they're fighting and decide how it's going to play out.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's why they kind of wanted to change things why the change happened. And then also they wanted more entertaining, because if someone was super skillful and could just finesse the whole fight, it's not going to be exciting. But to the normal audience, but a person that's a student of the game, a person that is training Muay Thai and is like, but then that's so profound. Like, look what he just did. The normal people won't see, but the fighters will be like, man, he did a lot there.
But that kind of goes into a different conversation. Is where, like you said it yourself, the fans may not know what's going on, but like a martial artist does.
Yeah.
Right? So, and ultimately, the fans are the ones that pay the bills.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why that's just like the other style is bigger now.
There's
right?
the crossroads, and the cool thing is what I see on a positive note is that then you got a Mavericks like Saenchai, right? That glamorized the Muay Fimeu, the technical, and then he has a hard Fimeu style. You know what I mean? People think it's very loose, but he has an actual very, very hard Fimeu style. The thing is like now people are seeing like, oh man, look at all the weapons versus tying up, break, you know what I mean? Yeah. You get to see the whole kitchen sink, you know what I mean? And how they use it, so that's also another thing. But now it's just applying it to the modern day-to-day Muay Thai, you know what I mean?
And how they apply it to this new, like, people want this bonus, they're coming forward, they're just banging a lot. So he obviously trained a lot of famous fighters.
Yes,
right?
yes.
That are like Saenchai, obviously one of the best, right? Of like our era when it comes into it. And then Lerdsila, obviously very skilled as well.
Yeah.
And these people that he's developed, he has consistency in this product.
Yeah, he has. And so it would be, it's funny now because now people, I mean, he was already recognized with the ties, but now foreigners are restarting to re-recognize him again because of all the IG stuff that's going around. And so it's funny because how could you not try to learn his module of success?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What did he do differently? There's a lot of things that he does, even psychologically, that are different from the textbook. Like, hey, do the 100 knee, 10, 200, 500 knees on the back, do the 600 knees on the back, the 600 teeps. No, he has a completely different, you know what I mean? And the way I describe Pipa in his training, it's kind of like a Tai Chi, like finesse style of Muay Thai, but it's very, the technique is onto par, you know? Yeah.
Well, so you've been living and training with this guy for a couple years now,
yes.
Essentially. So that's what the point I wanted to make for everybody, if you're watching or you're listening, is this is your first time listening to the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast. I'm gonna put the links on the show notes and in the YouTube description of which episodes those are, so that way you can go back and listen to them, and you'll get more context on this stuff too, like when we're talking about being in Bangkok and everything like that. Going into that, so you aren't allowed to be in Thailand for the whole year.
Yeah,
right?
So I got 1 year ban because it's a blessing. That I see it as a blessing now, but I got 1 year ban because the visa lady, she didn't end up live up to her side of the deal, you know, and I had to go home because I didn't want to go outlaw mode and be illegal and jeopardize the rest, you know.
Yeah, because you can get banned for like 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
right?
And that cannot happen, you know.
Yeah, that's your fight career.
Yeah, gone,
right?
Yes, 100%. So I had to, as I came back home, now I'm like, family, the simple things of life, you know what I mean? And coming out here, seeing my friends like you, brother, like, coming to Arizona, beautiful place. So yeah, I just had to play it safe. And not get in trouble.
So now you're out here, and I mean, you were talking a lot. You were fighting on RWS, and you've been fighting like some of the smaller like Thai circuits and stuff like that. But one of the main things we want to talk about, like I know when we were talking about it, is what we call influencer fraud.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
Influencer fraud. So for those that don't know, if you're new to Muay Thai, you're probably scrolling through and finding this right now. The thing is, not everybody was created equal. I was just talking with another person. He's like, asked me, hey, do you know who this guy is that just opened up a school like near our town? I'm like, not saying that just because I don't know who they are, that they're not good. I just told him, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I was explaining to you, as a Muay Thai, we have like the Thais that came over here and brought Muay Thai here. Yeah, the first generation that learned under them, second generation, that would be like me, right? And like we're all opening schools and we're training our students how the Thai trainers taught us. And how to actually like promote authentic Muay Thai.
Yes.
Talking about White Karen Muay, the history, culture, the rules and regulations, the different like techniques, even stuff that's like illegal. You learn the Muay Thai technique.
You still, you have
to learn it. So, and then you had this other generation, it's like a third generation that's coming out, right? And they're turning into this whole, they learn like from YouTube or they're coming from like an MMA background. And I admire it because they're passionate. They want to be a part of it. They see it. And so for us, we had to like figure out how do we talk to these people and get them educated and on board to understand that we are in fact like, hey, we want to include you, but you have to do it right.
Yeah.
Right? So, because they didn't have that lineage from Thailand necessarily.
Yeah.
Right? Not saying it's required, but you have to put in the time. There's so much education and knowledge now.
It's the truth, man. And the problem is that you get this interpretation. So you get the interpretation of their perspective or what they think Muay Thai is.
And they don't have the perspective of authentic Muay Thai.
Exactly. And so it's like, where are my resource? Where's my resource coming from? You know, I always say, I was like, okay, if a man's not coming from experience, then where is he coming from? Then you have all these like inferior factors that rise up in gyms where a coach is insecure. He doesn't know about that. There's you know, and blah, 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 you know, and then the students fighting with the coach and everything. But if the coach understands and knows how to navigate, already charted the waters, has been there, seen the land, seen how it was, and I know where paradise is, bro. I know how to get there from scratch, right? Boom. You know what I mean? But if the person's just winging it, if the captain of the ship is winging it, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna take you to Treasure Island. And then you see them be on that ship for 10 years, and they're still in the same spot. It's a dark truth, you know. And when I say this, it's not like, okay, I'm trying to bring people down, but collective as a whole, as American Muay Thai, let's grow together. Let's be better together. Let's improve together. Let's intertwine ourselves with the truth, not the lie, not the delusion, not the delusion.
People try to rush that process, and they are very freaking delusional.
And that's just that is for me. I'm fearful of those things, that those elements, those energies, because in order to improve, I have to be honest with myself, and So me being in constant around those people that are in the pinnacle, whether one championship, BKFC, Rajaman, X Stadium champions, the name of the game. What does Miyamoto Musashi says? One of the greatest swordsmen, samurais in the world. You bend to the truth or live a lie or whatever, you know, however it goes. But it's true. You gotta being a warrior. You gotta constantly have the reality measured out, you know what I mean? And then work with the reality you get and adapt to the reality you have, you know what I mean? It's the same thing as a fight. You have the fight, okay, this guy may be better at me than this. I have to work my way around this. You know what I mean? There's no ego, there's nothing, I gotta be in the truth. Gotta be in the truth. One thing is, what I see is, you know, I'm willing to put my ego down and learn. If the person, I feel like the person has quality in his words, is valid, by all means, I'm willing to put myself in a position, be in an apprentice mode, because I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna get better. And this is the thing. I see this trait with 1FC athletes when they get constructive criticism. You know, like we were talking business. I was like, no, but that's right.
Yeah.
Why am I going to let my ego block me? You know what I mean? From actually improving myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's that self-control and so there's an inferiority complex when it comes to gyms. And then it becomes this not abundant, like we all grow together, but no, I'm going to bring this other person down. Fuck that guy. Fuck this guy. I'm going to stuff that gym down. I'm going to stuff this down. But that's where it comes when you don't come from experience. Experience is confidence. Experience is confidence.
And here's the thing: anybody that's worth their weight in this sport, they're going to be around for a long time.
Yes.
So why not grow together?
100%.
Right. And it goes with like, you know, encouraging each other and having this. So getting onto that is with this influencer fraud stuff, right?
Yeah.
So people with social media, we're on social media, right? And it's a very impactful thing. It's kind of like the new age magazine.
100%.
That we had. We did like Max says, oh, you look at it. Oh, look at this. Did you see this? They could jump over a wall. It's 10 feet high, man. Like doing just this little technique with their toe and their finger, you know, this weird, like magical Kung Fu stuff. But the thing is, we're seeing that in Muay Thai now. Right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, people see a number on them, 120,000 followers. But I tell this to people all the time. I work in digital marketing. You can buy followers on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, any social media platform. There's a Habibi in the Arab countries that will get you they will buy you get all your followers using bots and stuff like that. And the thing is, the engagement rate's low, but people who are who are new to the sport get influenced by these people because they see that. And now it's like an influence bias, right? An authority bias.
100%. And you know, the thing is okay, like self-improvement again, as an individual, as a person. For example, if you're going to hire someone for the job, are you not going to run a background check? Are you not going to vet the person out before you let them in? And especially, okay, from a coaching standpoint, from a martial arts standpoint, when you accept a person as your coach, you're also giving him the power and the authority over you to teach you, to give you, to download information into your brain. You know what I mean? And if you're not wise and you're not making the smart and you're not vetting the people out before you work with them, that's just like hiring someone that could be a freaking, you don't know, that guy killed like fucking 20 people. Yeah. And then he's working for you and all of a sudden he's stealing money from you and shit. You know what I mean?
It's like, oh, he went to prison for fraud 3 times.
Exactly. Right? So it's like, it's foolish. It's very foolish to not know who you're like, who you have to, okay, it's okay to have people influence you, but the thing is, you have to have the right people. It's about having the right people who are authentic and have the right experience.
Being authentic is what it's about.
100%.
Like 100%. For me, just to be like authentic with everybody. I wasn't the greatest fighter or anything.
Yes.
That's not why I did Muay Thai. I did Muay Thai to challenge myself. I never said no to a fight. I took the challenges because I knew it was going to make me better because we didn't have Muay Thai in my town.
100%.
So I'm like, hey, I need to go out there and go do this stuff. Little did I know we'd be opening an academy. Like that's just the way it happened. I had a Thai instructor. I literally sold my blood for Muay Thai. Yeah. And I've seen the shit you've gone through, man. Yeah, and it's like, you know, you might as well be selling your blood for Muay Thai because I know you're about that close to selling that booty out there. I'm just kidding. I'm Zuka Bit, bro. Yeah. But you know, you put in that time because you didn't have it where you were at.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You know, and so this is a thing too. And it's like, you know, and there's a lot of false prophets. That's another thing is like, sometimes what I see is these coaches will sell the dream of I can bring you here and bring you there. I can take you to Treasure Island. Come aboard, you know what I mean? I can take you to Treasure Island and I can do all these things for you. Little, you know, how much time goes by so quick. It just felt like COVID-19 was yesterday, you know what I mean? And you see the time and then, but I'm like, the thing is the law of the universe is change. Plants grow, everything's in motion, everything's moving. And if you're still in the same spot as you think, you need to have that. It's like what Robert Greene says. You have to put yourself on death ground strategy. Every year you have to have a goal and you have to be relentless with yourself and you have to meet that goal. And that's the thing is like 5 years, they said they gaze into the sunlight, get blinded by all the glory of the sun that they forget where their feet are down in the ground. And then the next thing you know, 10 years, 5 years pass, and they're still in the same spot. Yeah. Same spot, BSing with the same people at the gym. You know what I mean? And that's why I had to make a change and at least go to Thailand and just say, fuck everything. You know what I mean? You just went and you didn't have anybody guiding you over there either. No, you just went, right? I just went, man, because I knew it would have been better. It would have been better that way. So you know? I got lucky because I had somebody guide me. At least my Thai trainer told me like, hey, I'm gonna write a letter for you to go to Sit Yat Tong. Yeah. All right. And go visit Sit Yat Tong. Hey, you're gonna go to Fairtex. Hey, you're gonna go to Sasi Papa Gym with Takun and like that. I had the plug, right? Yeah. So I had a direction of where to go, and I met the right people from there too. Yeah. But not everybody has that. So the path you took was fucking hard. Yeah, and so, you know, I have a lot of respect for fighters. All respect to the people that are going through the motions. But when you have influencers that have no experience and they're speaking on the lives of many that are authentically going through the painful process, that are bleeding, fighting at the stadium, taking the L, whatever, you know what I mean? They're doing the beautiful things that what makes Muay Thai beautiful. And then you have a guy, whoever it may be, and they're speaking on Muay Thai, but don't have the credentials to speak, don't have the qualifications, haven't been through the process. Yeah. It's very disingenuous.
Oh, 100%.
Very disingenuous. It's a disrespect to the art of Muay Thai. It's a disrespect.
100%. And that's like, you hit on a couple things there.
Yeah.
But one of them was like, you know, I was looking back at like Pu'u Muay Thai.
Yeah.
You know, we're like 5-6 years in, and I would get people coming in, they would ask, hey, how come we're not doing our kick like this? And they pull up a video on like YouTube. And how come we're not doing it like this? We're not doing it like this. I'm like, hey, you know, like, with all due respect, like they have their way of doing it, right?
Yeah.
And some of these people did fight and stuff like that too. But I was like, hey, like you're paying us good money to be here.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you learn the way we're doing it? If you want to go train for free and do that stuff, cool. But get with the program a little bit. Yeah. Before you start exploring, you need to get your fundamentals. Give it 2 years before you start exploring that stuff.
And you know, like and for me, like even if I do have like some form of opposing thing, I respect what the person is trying to show me, because they're also giving a piece of themselves. This is their teacher and their teacher's interpretation and their stuff passed down. And then I'm like, okay, but I'm open-minded. I don't think it's wrong, right or wrong. I'm open to it.
Here's the thing now. It's not always the teachers passing it down. Now it's the crew YouTube.
Oh fuck, bro.
That passed it down.
You know, and that's the thing, you know, it's like it's not good in a sense. Okay, if we're talking international level and we're talking about America, USA Muay Thai, and improving the Muay Thai economy in America, if we're talking about that, everyone needs to fucking stop staring at the sun and get their feet in the mud, and we're all working together. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because there's too much, the culture, there's a lot of things going on in our country politically, and there's all these distractions and all these crazy 100%. Things. But there's a thing, you know, I'll be in gyms and it's like, you know, some coaches, you know, it's just, they're so, the students are so, they're not grounded, and they're thinking about the big things, but you have the small step first. You got to win small. One guy told me, Felipe Lobo, won championship. Rank number two in one FC. He told me, he's like, you got to win small first before you can get the big wins. Yes. You got to win the small things first. And you can't do that. And this is me talking. You can't do that if you're not intertwined with the reality of what it is. You know what I mean? The main question is, what's your why? Why are you training? What are you training for? You know what I mean? And then have a goal. If you're doing it, I respect the martial artist the same as I respect the fighter. You know what I mean? I respect the human being that is going down the path of self-improvement versus the human being that's just doing it for all the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? So it's like, they get these attention, and the influencers, they get all these attention, and all that shit gets to their head, and then they're living a lie. It's not real. It's not reality. Yeah. And that's like, you're saying not living in reality and stuff, man. You know, it kind of came in with COVID. That's why when we started the podcast right before COVID. Yeah. Because we started seeing some of these conversations like, hey, these combos that we have need to be out there, right? And during COVID, the people that ate shit were the people that were actually feet in the mud. Yes, right? Yes. The academies, the fighters and stuff like that. And the influencers soared. Their business grew. They were selling their online courses. And it was it really blew up. And it created that third generation I was talking about that came from out here, right? That doesn't have this lineage. And that's exactly what I saw. And that's one of the reasons why we started doing more media and content. People are like, oh, you're just trying to get your face up there. It's like, no, because we're doing a lot of awesome things at our academy with our team, and we weren't promoting it. And it just came down to, from a business standpoint, these guys were like killing it. Yeah. They're good for them, like by all means, but they're not being authentic to Muay Thai. And that's where my issue in ethics. And to add on to that, right? To add on to that, you know, is keyword fraud, influencer fraud. And the thing is, I'm going back to this, is you're getting money from all these people, but you don't have a proper source. It's like, I can tell you how to XYZ, teach you how to XYZ, but then I never learned how to do it properly. And then and now if we're speaking martial arts and fighting, you're putting people under the risk. I saw a reel where some guy was like some gym and they were playing around and some guy got knocked out, and it was one of those influencer gyms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, you know, and so I'm just like, but the fact that happened in your gym shows that you're inexperienced
and that you promote it online.
And then why would you see?
It's like, dude, like that's like a head injuries are not to be fucked with, man. Like that's something like I work in safety and regulation. You're taking time off somebody's potential career, or you're ruining it because they lose motivation because they're in a shitty environment that's led by these false prophets.
Yeah,
right?
and so the one thing I always say, I say this is like Muay Thai is a beautiful time to be in Muay Thai right now.
Yeah, best time.
It's a beautiful time. But the thing is what we don't want to happen to Muay Thai is what happened to karate in the 80s when all these movies were coming out and these big dojos were coming out.
Yeah,
we are in the time now to make a change and vet out everybody who is who, who is who. You know what I mean? But in a sense, it's not coming from a place of like I'm gonna bring you guys down. It's coming from a sense of let's be honest with ourselves, and maybe that person can make some improvements with himself, with his life stuff as well.
100%. Here's my suggestion for anybody that's out there. We didn't have Muay Thai around where we're at. Here's a great thing. I think, you know, we talk, in business, they would call it information arbitrage, where I have information that you don't have.
Yes.
Because I'm getting it from the source. I'm going to share it with you, and I'm going to be the middleman that gets paid. I'm paying for it over here, but then I'm going to upcharge you so I make some profit and get for it, right? So some of these guys that I learned from these resources, like there's tons of resources. I think Sylvie Von Douglas, there's one of these guys, one of these influencer fraudsters, use that, right?
Yes.
And the thing is, they don't know how to do it properly. And what about if you went and you're authentic, like, hey, I started learning from this, and this is the way I'm seeing it. Yeah. And if people want to vibe with that, cool. But you got to be like, just if you're authentic, it would probably last much longer. Yeah. And they would probably actually build something way more dope.
100%.
And it would actually help grow the sport.
Yeah.
Because then people would be attracted, like, hey, I want to come help you.
100%.
I want to come over and come help you build your team. I want to come help you learn more about this stuff, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So this is like, it's a key thing when it comes into is authenticity. And that's why we do the best to document. We've been talking and stuff like that too, is, man, there's no reason why the like academy and gym owners should have been eating shit during that time. The influencers are basically piggybacking off that momentum that these people were building here. Yeah. The Thai instructors and stuff like that were building here without like giving back in that way, right? Like, hey, recognizing that. And that's kind of why I realized that I'm like, yo, like we have this stack of like a half a decade of proof right now. Yes. Of like just being under Pu'u Muay Thai. Like we need to start promoting this stuff and now people come in and they see our videos the first time. You know, that's what it's for.
It's when you like, even one of my students, you know, he's not a fighter. He's just a normal guy that loves to learn self-defense and learn Muay Thai for health reasons. But now, you know, even with me teaching him and him being used to my way of teaching, you know what I mean? He goes on the Instagram and he sees things and he's like, man, but that's complete BS. On another note, I'll be in Thailand, you know, and I'll be showing my coach, I'll be showing Arjan all these videos, these IG pads, influencer pads, you know what I mean? And then he'll be like, that's not Muay Thai. What the F is that? You know what I mean? And then I'm just like, you know, yeah. So there's these things, but it's important for the people to educate themselves. It's very important for safety purposes, for future, avoiding misfortune in the future. For avoiding these bumps and these potholes in the ground, to do the vetting process and actually learn who's going to teach you civilized violence, who are you going to give the power to teach you this beautiful art of Muay Thai. You know what I mean?
Well, this kind of goes into like they're doing these semi-contact things. I've talked about it here a couple of times. I had a whole episode where we talk about it. If you guys can go back there and go check it out, they're still doing a GoFundMe for the guy who got he's brain dead. Yeah. He's in China. He's back in China, but it was in Canada. And they're doing these semi-contact things. And it was with a karate organization. And there's these karate organizations that are doing quote unquote Muay Thai, right? Yeah. And it's dangerous. Look what happened. Yeah. Right? Because they don't understand the dangers of what they're putting people in the way of. when it comes into this stuff, and they're just seeing money. They're seeing cash, like dollar signs. Again, influencer fraud.
Yeah.
Right. It's a different way of doing it with some of these people. They see the cash cow, the potential. Yeah. Because they grew up doing karate, like you were talking about. These dojo, like, oh, no one's doing this yet from Muay Thai. We'll do it. We're gonna be the ones that do this. Yeah.
You do get those guys that have the idea, but they don't understand, how Muay Thai is, and the day-to-day things and whatnot. And so yeah, that's the thing, and it really it's a huge problem. It's a huge problem, but I truly believe for our country, Muay Thai as a martial art would be just the ethos of Muay Thai. It would create a better society. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just having Muay Thai. If you have children, you want them to have good character traits, be able to defend themselves, be healthy. You know what I mean? And have these character building things. Put them in Muay Thai. Put them in Muay Thai. They're going to learn. They're going to be better human beings for sure.
The benefits of it, I've talked about it here, is that martial arts like Muay Thai, if they do them between the ages of 2 and 8. So I went to, shout out to Carrie Bailiff in Florida. She was a child development specialist. She was working in doing stuff for child development in schools.
Interesting.
She would get like 15, 20 minutes with them twice a week.
Yeah.
And then once she learned this information, she quit that and went into teaching martial arts full time. So they found that in the child's brain,
white brain matter.
Well, yeah. So they have. We've talked about this. So there's your nerves in your brain that create synapses. There's a sheath around it. It's called the myelin sheath. That's what helps create the nervous connections, right? Muay Thai, a martial art like Muay Thai, between the ages of 2 and 8, if they do it for just about 3 to 6 months, they have more white brain matter and stronger myelin sheath and brain development over the span of their life. But this the thing is, we're not child development specialists, but the science is showing this stuff.
100%.
I've seen it. Like me, Coach Ryan, anybody that's taught kids martial arts has seen this in kids. Well, and they end up being some of the sharpest freaking kids too.
Let's even do this. My coach is like about 60 years old. Yeah. You know what I mean? And his face, okay, we look at his face. He still looks like, if you look at a picture of him now and a picture of him before, it's like he's 20. He looks 20 years old. But on top of that, his brain, his mind is fresh. Mm-hmm. He's not deteriorating. He's not. It's an investment to the future for sure. You know what I mean?
Well, it's crazy because if I've had it, and I'm sure you have. If people train at like with certain people, or they say they like practicing it, and it's like, oh, I used to train with this person. It's like a red flag for me. Like that person got Muay Thai ruined for them, right? So people are like, oh, I know Muay Thai. So there's also knowledge gaps, right? Skill knowledge gaps. So here's the thing: is all the information that we have like here on the podcast and stuff like that that's out there, you got to think about it as, hey, that's a way for you to bridge the, your skills and your knowledge. There's a gap there. You need to bridge that together because you don't have that information. So using resources that are online to help bridge that, talk to people. There's so many seminars with high level people, and most of them do one-on-one training, and no one, very rarely be like, oh, it's expensive. Like, it's more expensive to go find them in their home country and go train with them, bro. Like this is a great opportunity to invest in yourself. Yeah. Right? Because no matter what happens, like in this day and age, no one can ever take that from you.
And that's the thing too, is that knowledge. And one thing that triggered in my mind when you were saying that is you got the third generation that get from the crew YouTube guys, right? Yeah. And they're trying to fill in an empty void of information in their mind. Yeah. And when that happens, it creates this whole like delusional way, and then your that insecurity is being projected onto your students. Another thing I also say is the insecurity of the instructor. The students also inherit. We inherit the good traits, but we also inherit the bad traits. Yes, you know what I mean. But that's beautiful because that's the authentic apprentice, the authentic. But at the end of the day, is at least have it be a person that is legitimate. You know what I mean? Have it be a person that has been there and has endured and has seen and knows what they're talking about versus someone that's just babbling off on social media. Yeah, and it
looks cool, and you think it's the person you want to learn from. Like you said, they're gonna take you to Treasure Island, baby.
Yeah, and then the next thing you know is freaking the waves are crashing down on that boat. You know what I mean?
Next thing you know, you're just you're stranded on an island, bro.
You're stranded on an island, and the waves and the boats shipwrecked, man. Like, oh man, this is ridiculous, man.
And I really feel bad for some of these people that fall for it. Like I said, they're young, they're impressionable, they're young to the sport.
Yeah,
you don't have to be young in age to fall for this shit too.
And
it's a new age, man. I told my family this a long time ago. Is whatever you put on the internet, or just remember, most of it's fake.
Yeah.
Most of it's fake. People don't know the behind the scenes. They don't know the struggles to everybody.
Just look at how Ryan Garcia just played everyone with that social media
Case
shit.
in point. Case in point. Ryan Garcia. That was an amazing way to sway the odds too.
Yeah, it was a masterpiece.
And he made a fuck ton of money. He came in overweight on purpose because he knew that he was going to be able to just pay the fine because all the money he was about to win.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, basically, Ryan Garcia played as if he was going insane on social media and was babbling off. And people were like, man, this guy needs help. And he was doing, my team's helped me stay focused, guys. Don't worry, I'm focused for my fight. Yeah. And then he would go babble off again. And people were just like, I was legit worried about the guy. I was like, man, what's going on?
Me too.
But then afterwards, he's totally normal. It's like, oh, you guys got played.
And if we go back to self-improvement and the level of productivity, you know what I mean? And he did have a good point because if you're a fighter, you're already in that on that journey of self-improvement, better enhancing yourself, making yourself stronger, smarter, X, Y, Z. But then it's like, okay, we got influence, social media, we have that. But then how many people in the world, you know, even being a martial artist in itself, you are already a minority. But how many people in the world are going down that path of self-improvement? So a lot of motherfuckers have time to troll.
Yeah,
they have time to troll and fuck off on social media.
Oh yeah,
and then they end up enabling and empowering these false prophets.
Yes.
So you'll see, like you got to understand. These are the things you got to understand. For me, I want to be better in life. I don't want to be deteriorating and decaying, you know, and fucking off like that. You know what I mean?
I was showing you a guy who was claiming to be like he had a couple pro MMA fights.
Yeah.
And he was claiming to be like the best Muay Thai striker in the world.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So the thing is, you have to think about it. He was a legit pro fighter, right?
Yeah,
he's fighting pro MMA. But then he's over there beating up people on street beefs that don't know what the fuck to do. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that, bro? But this goes into that delusion. It's crazy because that's like the extreme side of that, right?
People get a false sense of prestige. The moment you're getting gassed up with likes, and it could even be a bot. In your head, you can say that's a person fucking loving me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then they get all, and then until it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games till some shit happens. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. The moment you're intertwined with the falsehoods of reality, and you're living in a falsehood, whatever that is also gonna come back. These things come back to you. There's in the law of the universe. What goes around comes around. You know what I mean?
And it's like, you know, again, some of these people, if they're just being authentic, like I understand marketing. I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
That's
too.
what I work in marketing, guys. I work in digital marketing. I get it, right? So like some things these guys really hit the nail on the head, and they're doing good from a business standpoint.
Yeah.
But we're talking purely from a Muay Thai standpoint.
Yeah.
This needs to
Muay Thai, baby.
This is not Muay America, right? So with that too, what do you say? What would be like some red flags that people could look for influencer fraud, or like, you know, like, as you know, obviously, like we were talking with Dave Brooks, you're saying people were like, they're at a Kevin Ross seminar and the guy was like questioning Kevin Ross.
That was hilarious, dude. Yeah. That was kind of fucked, bro. That's kind of fucked. In all honesty, that shit was fucked.
That person's not affiliated with Dave's team. They're great over there, but you know, how do you prevent that situation from happening? Right? It's like, hey, be skeptical, but also, how can you tell if somebody is like they're authentic, right? What are some red flags? Let's go red flags first.
Everything's perfect. They don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
Everything's perfect. They don't make mistakes. What they say, there's like this the way they say it is like, okay, because I have this amount of followers, I am correct. But at the end of the day, you know, what goes in my mind is take the time to know somebody. Mm-hmm. Don't just hop on the boat. Take the time to know the captain of the cruise ship. Ask questions like, hey, XYZ. See how they react. See their temperament. See what's going on. Like why are they getting frustrated? You know, and there's these things. But another thing is for me, in coaches in general, is dialogue. You know, how they speak. You can tell a lot about a person, you know what I mean, and how they speak to their students. Yeah. So it's not necessarily with you, but what kind of dialogue, what's going on with their students? Why do they got to be like this with XYZ? Is there a legitimate reason? Yeah. Or is it simply the fact that they're insecure because they're trying to fill in an empty void and then they're trying to manipulate now? How many of you guys, Muay Thai people practicing Muay Thai in America, have fucking been entangled in some type of gym drama with your coach?
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? Why when I'm in Thailand, I rarely had any fucking problems?
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
you know what I mean?
There's the other side of the coin too.
Yeah.
Mental health is a big issue in the US.
Yeah, 100%.
So like sometimes like the instructor has to take the reins on somebody and kick them out. Right. So and to wrangle that up. So it's like when you talk about entangling gym drama, right?
That's also true. Yes.
So like, man, I'm by no means a perfect person. I make mistakes all the time.
Yeah. See, right? That's a good sign. That's a good sign. But it's one of those things we're always trying to improve. Right. We gotta keep moving. If you quit, you lose. Right? If you keep going, you don't lose. You know, I went through like a nasty divorce and all this stuff. Yes, I went through fucking hell, man. Yes.
And, the thing is, it's like that was probably different than what you're talking about, yeah?
Yeah, no, that's different, 100%. Because there is the other factor. There are people that get into martial arts for self-improvement. There are other people that get into martial arts to heal their trauma.
Yeah.
And there's other people that use it as an outlet to they got issues. But okay, no one's perfect. To each in their own. Respect, you know, you're trying to better yourself. But there are cases where you do get a psycho. And it's not necessarily the coach, but you do get a crazy person and they're stirring up all kinds of crazy shit. It takes
time to figure that out because you like, as a martial arts instructor, people come to you to work on this stuff.
You know, it's funny because when that shit happens in Thailand, the coach is like, bamboo stick, fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
You can't do that here. Yeah, you can't do that.
And you can't just like, fuck, we don't need this bullshit here, you know? Boom, you're kicked out. We don't fuck with you.
Get your shit and go.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? You're stay in the corner over there. You come hit the bag, but I'm not training you. And I think the problem is how our society is rigged. That's why I believe that Muay Thai would be a good the Muay Thai ethos and carrying it on to day-to-day living. I think it will make society, it will help our society as a collective, you know.
I agree, man. And for anybody that might be struggling out there, go check out, I'll be in the show notes. I post in to my friends at Sack Life, Tim. He's been teaching martial arts. I told you a little bit about this. For free for people around the US, out of his van. This guy gave up everything to do it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It helps him overcome suicidal ideation, get off medication, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's teaching martial arts for free for people to be able to better their mental health. I
think he's a winner. In my case, he's a winner.
Oh, 100%.
He alchemized the situation. He got dirt and then turned that shit into gold. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
got in the mud.
And he's unique. Yeah. He's unique in a sense, you know what I mean? It's okay to do different than others, you know what I mean? And the fact that he's not accepting that as his fate and doing something with that fucking feeling and that depression versus staying home. I could be talking shit about this person and just being very unproductive. He chose to be productive.
That's some of this mental health stuff that you see online, like the people that like the crabs in the pot thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're not trying to be crabs in the pot for these influencer people. We want them to do better.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We want, like, it would be ideal, like you said. I gave you a solution. Go and document, hey, I don't actually know this. This is me. I've been trying to do this. You can always change your ways, buddy.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not perfect. Yeah. I fucked up on stuff before. It's okay. Just do better going forward.
Honestly, and with that being said, you know, I trust the person who has all of their dirt out in the open versus a person that's trying to hide it and be like, I'm perfect. So if that guy is like, okay, I have made mistakes in life, you know what I mean? But I've learned from them. You know, that's authentic approach versus, nah, but I know everything in Muay Thai and everything. It's perfect. This is what I'm trying to portray.
I've been doing this for 20 years. You can't tell me what to do. It's like,
yeah,
bro, you've been doing it. Just because you did something for 20 years doesn't mean you're getting better for 20 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Because again, the skill knowledge gap. The knowledge gap was very big and there was no way to really bridge it. Now with the internet, it was all these seminars and people are coming over here. There's no excuse, none. Yeah. No excuse, right? Yeah. And being authentic about those things too, and not saying, well, I've been doing this for XYZ. Why should I go there? Right? Yeah. Because what am I going to learn from a world champion? What do you mean? What are you going to learn from? You're going to learn how they win fights.
And I'm going to learn from everybody. Yeah. If you've been to the pinnacle, I call it the pinnacle, whatever it may be, whatever organization, I will take the time to hear what you have to say. But if you're just a guy that has XYZ amount of followers, but you don't really have any credentials, man, all I see, other people may see 100 XYZ 1,000 followers. I'm seeing a big zero when it comes to authenticity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm seeing your martial arts has a hidden credit system. And it's just like how gang members, how samurai, whatever, bro, like military, the bro code, you know, you earn your stars and stripes. You know what I mean? And that's the thing in martial arts in general. You earn your stars and stripes. If you didn't get these things authentically, or you didn't go down, and stars and stripes can also be just going through the motions, being in pain. It's admirable when I see somebody in pain but still coming to the gym and still persevering. Yeah. That's that character building. When life gets rough, when life gets hard, I'm gonna persevere and I'm gonna be consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you have the other element, you know what I mean? And so that's the thing, is we still got we got to be honest with ourselves and with the Muay Thai in America, and I can see the potential. I can see the potential.
We have the sports science on our side. We have athletic training, nutrition science, all these things on our side.
Yes.
That skill knowledge gap, we need to close it as much as possible. Right. That's why we do stuff like we meet our students over in Thailand and stuff like that. And it's like getting people to understand like this gap. You're training with some athletes here. They're going to be in Thailand later this year and stuff too, out here in Arizona. And it's like that people, like, not saying you have to go to Thailand, but it would sure fucking help. Yeah. Because a lot of that stuff's coming here now too.
And I truly believe when I go to Thailand, this is how I view myself. I am a Muay Thai merchant. I am a merchant. I am trading. I'm trading things to also receive educate myself in the beautiful art of Muay Thai. Mm-hmm. So when I go there, I'm getting these resources and I'm getting these things and I'm racking up the experience, but I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back to my local community. The next thing you know, you got a normal guy, but he's throwing elbows in a street fight. You know what I mean? Like been self-defense or something. You know what I mean? But I'm like, where did he learn that from? Man, that's and then boom, there you go, Muay Thai, baby, Muay Thai
all day.
Yeah.
So they're perfect, right?
Yeah.
What else?
Another thing too is let me see. It's really hard to say sometimes, but professionals, you know, when I'm around, just embedded in Muay Thai and just out there, people are like, oh, you don't have to go. Muay Thai, Thailand is here. You can do that. No, there's things that you don't learn, like you.
I'll say this: going there and seeing the kids train, and seeing how they go, and they're just eating shit, and they're successful still, that is something that gives you a perspective shift that you can't really get here. You see that poverty, you see them fighting through it and winning still. When everything's stacked against them, they still win.
You actually now you made me think. So the Muay Thai ethos, there's a lot of things being glamorized in boxing and MMA in America. It's a different ethos.
100%.
It's a different ethos. Look, we're in it's USD over here. It's USD over here. So like the thing is a different ethos. Muay Thai, that ethos, that philosophy cannot be applied to Muay Thai because Muay Thai is just grit and war. It's just you're in the jungle. You're in the jungle, so it's a different mindset. So one thing is.
Even though people see concrete and all that stuff in Bangkok, remember that is still a jungle, like legitimately.
And the thing is too is like they think they can bring the MMA ethos, the Western boxing ethos into Muay Thai, but truly you can't. Because even in a sense, like the Thais don't care about your record. They care about how you perform.
And the quality of opponents too.
And the quality of opponents. And so that's the thing, you know, and so they respect that. They don't, and then so there's this whole Western guilt thing about record and everything, you know, and so there's that aspect. But you know, if you're doing Muay Thai and you got a shitty character, in Thai they say Nisai Mai Di. If your character is shit, then you're not doing Muay Thai. Because I learned that I learned the hard way of the hardships out there. You like the kids, the children that are fighting for their family. And it puts you down a certain mindset, like, no, man, like let me help you. Let me be a good person versus I'm not gonna be here talking shit. I'm not gonna act like I know everything. I'm not gonna be walking around strutting my shit like I know everything, that I'm perfect. The sense of entitlement that the people, no, Muay Thai is being grateful. You see how they wire their hands together. You wire your Arjan, you wire your thing, and you take care of the people. You know, you take care of the people. Not only are you're the people's warrior.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then the thing is when you see people and they're just fucking talking off and they're thinking they do these little breakdowns or whatever and everything, it's also disingenuous. It's disingenuous, you know, because they're speaking on how someone could have, or they could have did this or they could have did that. But I'm like, bro, there's so many factors in Muay Thai where it's hard to, the outcome is really hard. You never know what may happen. There's so many weapons in the art of 8 limbs. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't mix, you cannot mix those two industries, and you cannot speak on Muay Thai like you would speak about Western boxing or MMA. It's just different. Culture. It's different. Yeah.
You said they're in USD. This is in Thai baht.
Yeah.
Different currency, bro.
Exactly. You know?
Different influences around there. So, you know, kind of, what are some green flags?
Good green flags is, for me also is, like the other day we went into the gym, you know, and then we also had Fabiano on the podcast.
Yeah.
A green flag is they have stories to tell. They have, they've been in the industry. They've been involved in the industry. You know, whether it be on the fighting side or on the coaching side or whatever.
Promotion.
They love it. They love it. You know what I mean? There are some coaches that are influencers and they're like, nah, I'm not gonna fucking hold pads. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that for my students. Like, then why are you calling yourself a coach on IG? Yeah. If you're not willing to endure the same, that's why I said the ethos, you're not willing to endure with your students, you shouldn't. That's what my coach says. I was like, if the coach is not in pain with you, he's not a good coach. Yeah. You know what I mean? Okay, there are some coaches that are old and their body have injuries, but they're still involved. But the thing is, you got young influencer coaches that are not willing. Some are not holding pads or not being in that. They're not in those character building moments with their students. Yes, it's just like how we had that conversation last night with Dave from Universal Muay Thai. You know, and he's saying like, I want him to be like this. I want him to get the positive mental. Yeah, you know what I mean. And Fabiano was talking about how do I speak to my students and how do I coach them mentally, being there step by step. Being with them step by step. I saw a dynamic striking where it was like one of the guys, I think he was also an influencer guy as well, but one of the guys was like, it's not about your coach, it can be just you. You know what I mean? But I'm like, no, that's BS. Everyone in the fight industry knows it can't be done alone.
No, you need a team.
So how, and that's the question too, that's another question. How does that stuff get promoted? Why? Because, okay, I understand. Business and marketing, and people are trying to make some cash, but at least have a legitimate source. You know what I mean? And there will be no issue. Yeah, there'll be no issue.
I'd say another green flag that would be up on there is there's a lot, like if you go on to go talk to an instructor and you ask them about Muay Thai, ask them, hey, where does Muay Thai come from? Ask.
That's good. That's
a good one. I asked them if they give you an answer. Hey, it's a martial art that comes from Thailand. Yeah, you know, I learned from XYZ person. We do XYZ things. It's going to benefit you XYZ, right? Yeah, that's a green flag. Another green flag is in Muay Thai. What's great about it is the coaches try to make their students better than them.
Yeah.
Right. I've talked about that here with a couple people. It's different than other martial arts. Right. If they're coming from that fake karate background, whatever, and you can't be better than them, then there's something wrong. Like,
yeah.
That's always been our goal, is to make, like I've been saying for a while, is make our students better than me. And we've done it. Like I have students who would like whoop my butt, bro.
You know, the thing is please, if you're doing Muay Thai, get in the habit of whying your teacher. You putting paying your respects to your teacher. Please get into the habit of respecting your teacher who holds pads for you. They're making you better. They're making you better, and they're being selfless.
They're expensing their time.
Yes.
They're expensing their time and their body.
Yeah.
Right. You don't get that back.
And so these are the things, you know, and when I see, if you're not whying your teacher, this is very bad. And the thing is okay, it's a different culture and blah, blah, and we're here in America. No, but you do have to acknowledge the good things that people do for you. The sacrifices, it's a sacrifice that they make, holding pads. You're smashing your legs, your elbows, your knees, whatever, your punches into the pads, and they're on the receiving end. So the thing is like, it's important to show the good things and give credit where credit is due. Give credit where credit is due. And so 100%. you see some of these students, and they get very ungrateful. Ungrateful.
Well, man, I have I know a lot of my friends who've put their body on the line like that. Like I have my friend Sean Yakubian, he's had both of his shoulders redone.
Man, that's rough.
Like,
that's rough.
Fabiano had his neck being redone. He's like, he was telling me, he's like, man, I felt bad. I had to like sit there on the mat and teach class. I'm like, man, but you're there. That's like what a lesson. How lucky are those people? They still get to train with you.
Yeah.
Right? And it's about learning that, knowing that this is the expense of somebody's body. Right.
Yeah.
I was talking with some fitness experts, right, that are in the fitness niche, and they're talking to me about in-person training. Do you know that there's some in-person training that's like for like a group of 8 people?
Okay.
Take a guess what you think like the minimum monthly amount is for payment on that for a small group personalized training. For
I feel like maybe 1/3 of that comes back to them. You know what I mean? And then the other people just jump ship and just. Like the guy never did anything for him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But not even just that, because we were talking about this is like most small businesses, they undercharge by at least 30%. Right?
Okay, yeah. So I understand what you're saying.
I found this out was for that like small group personal training kind of thing, $400 a month per person.
Yeah,
I was like, what? Like that's the norm for it. It's like, yeah, like. Yeah, that's not what you're charging. It's like, no.
Yeah.
But people always look at martial arts. Now it's becoming this very specialized thing in the US. Right? It's it's not a commodity.
Yeah.
It's a specialized skill, right? But the benefits of it, like we're talking about for kids and all these things, is
man, it's through the roof, bro.
There's nothing that compares to it. You need it.
Yeah. And then the thing you got team sports, but you're when you have to take the accountability, when you have to take full responsibility of yourself, and you got all these teammates and you're playing team sports, it's not going to really happen. It can fall back on one person. He didn't pass the ball or whatever. No, when you do martial arts or you're doing fight, you take 100% accountability for yourself. I haven't been 100% with myself. XYZ. You know what I mean? As an example, I haven't been doing this. I need to do this. I need to time management. I need to do my business stuff. I need to do XYZ. I need to work better. You know what I mean? And so I think that's the best thing that we can do, for ourselves, is be intertwined with the truth and take accountability.
What's another green flag?
Another green flag is, them having an actual teacher.
Yeah. Ooh.
Them actually
who's their teacher, right?
Yeah, them actually having, it's a beautiful thing, because the first thing when someone does Muay Thai, this is the first thing I ask them. Oh, who'd you train with? Where did you train with? I'm excited to hear about these things.
Who's their mentor, right?
Who's your teacher? I want to hear. And then maybe it's they learned at Saenchai and Lerdsila. What did you learn there? What was something significant in the clinch that they learned? You know what I mean? Like I get enthusiastic about these things. But if they don't have, then I'm
what's going on? Yeah.
Okay, so it's like having an actual teacher, because the module, this was in a book, I think it was Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday. plus, minus, equal. You got to have someone, okay, plus you have to have someone that you're better than that you can teach. Minus, someone that's better than you that can teach you. And equal, someone has equal capability that you can test your skill against.
Yeah.
So it's like if you don't have that balance in the process, then there's definitely it's definitely a red flag. But it's a green flag if they have somebody that they submit to.
Yeah.
That they drop their ego to. Because if you don't have someone that you don't submit your ego to, then you're an arrogant motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't want to fuck with you or be at your gym or listen to any of the influencer shit that comes out of your mouth or whatever. You're just irrelevant. Yes.
100%.
You know what I mean?
So you know, kind of I'll go with this for one more green flag.
Yeah.
For them. So they admit when they don't know something.
Yeah.
They admit when they don't know.
Yeah.
Right? And that's good. Okay. That means, hey, I don't know, but I want to find that out too.
For me, that's a sign of security.
Yeah.
Because you're not offended. You're not offended if you don't know, but you're honest. You're like, I don't know, but I could. Yeah. I could know. I want to learn that.
Yeah, I want to learn that. I want to talk to, hey, do you know anybody? Right? Hey, I'll go reach out. Right? I'll try to find somebody.
And for me, people that are like that are the winners. Those are a countless of successful people. It doesn't even matter if it's Muay Thai or outside Muay Thai. They have these traits. They're willing to learn. They're willing to put their feet in the mud and go through the motions, go through the hard process. But then when they come out of that hard process, it's like Jesus fucking resurrecting from the dead. You know what I mean? Or Buddha getting enlightened under the Buddha tree.
So kind of wrap this up for today, man.
Okay.
How can people find you?
Just hit me up on IG, Joshua Soliva 95, and then I'm sure you'll post it on the thing.
Yeah, I'll put it down in the show notes, in the description as well on YouTube below. Go follow my boy Josh Soliva. You know, because later this year you're going back to Thailand and you're doing some training around the U.S. You're gonna be in Ventura at some point coming up. Yeah,
Ventura, California. We're gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna come back here to Arizona for sure, man. 100%.
So, gotta have you back here at Teep Studios. For everybody out there, remember to subscribe, follow. These are things that help us grow and project our message of authentic Muay Thai. Right? Yes, that's the big thing that we're trying to do. And we're also a business, so we're trying to keep the doors open. So any touch on that subscribe button it actually helps boost that, and it gives us something that we can go to our sponsors and talk to them about it and everything too.
And also, just like on a friendly note, if you're having issues or you're having doubts about trying out this gym, or you're having feel free to reach out to one of us. You know what I mean?
Pu'u Muay Thai, Josh Soliva.
Yeah, we'll consult. And we'll tell you our perspective. We won't tell you what to do, but we'll just give you our perspective. And if whatever resonates with you, then you make the decision.
Yeah, and I'll just say this: I will, even if it's somebody I don't know anything about, I just say, like, I had somebody like, do you know who this person is? I'm like, no. Like, do they have any pedigree? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. But, and I'm not saying I know everybody. I travel all around the place. There's new people that come into the game all the time. 100%. They're good.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
There's one of them that's in Las Vegas. Dope team. Great people over the past. I think they're like 4 years old. It's called a Pinto Muay Thai.
I've been hearing about that.
Yeah, he's got a great team out there. He just got the coach of the year at the U.S. Muay Thai Open tournament.
That's nice.
Too. Yeah, because again, he had knowledge. He had a teacher. He had all this stuff, right? So there's always new people coming, and I'm learning them, and I'm like, they start becoming recurring things.
It's a good thing for Muay Thai in America.
If people ask me, hey, do you know who this is? I say, no, I don't know. You better believe I'm gonna be looking out for them now, because it's like, are they gonna keep popping up? Like, are they legit? Like, maybe I want to meet them and network with them and connect with them.
And I think it's good too. I like what's going on out here in Arizona. How all the instructors are even if they're students fighting each other.
Yeah,
they're communicating with each other.
Yeah.
I think that's really good versus, fuck that. They're not part of our team.
And the promoters and everything like that, they're very involved. It's a very small community, man.
Arizona's doing it good over here for Muay Thai.
I agree, American 100%. Muay Thai. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, Josh. Thanks for coming in today at Teep Studios here in Scottsdale, baby.
Yeah, no problem.